Mike, please.
Yes, sir. My name is N. Ravishekar or Sridhar Reddy, sir. I am principal of BED college. But I studied different religions, sir, including Bible and Quran, Hadith and other things. And I have been trying to know truth. And I learned namaz and I was doing. Sir, in one of the Hadiths, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he asks a Syrian not to divulge his faith and say La ilaha illallah. The times were such, but nowadays, because it is the Darul disease, our psychological implications and also social implications and other things are past. Is there any concession for people who want to follow Islam? And also some of the things given by Tao of physics by Fidget Capra and Stephen Hawking's History of Time. There are so many galaxies and other things, and we cannot brush aside some of the concepts like Anal Haq or Aham Brahmasmi. Doing 5 times namaz or even Tawzid, can we in our rest time follow this concept of Anal Haq? And as some of the people will
please pose one question at a time. We have lack of time, and answer your question. The other people waiting on the microphone. The brother asked a question that he knows of a hadith that Prophet told a Syrian not to change his faith. Not to
say La ilaha illallah aloud in the bazaar. He was beaten.
The brother has said that Prophet Muhammad said, don't say La ilaha illallah loudly in the bazaar. He was beaten. I don't know which hadith are putting in context. There's a hadith which says that don't say Allahu Akbar loudly, not La ilaha illallah. That is a hadith because in the war, when they are hiding and the enemy is coming, don't say Allahu Akbar loudly, because that means you will be exposed, not in the bazaar, in the battlefield. The other hadith says say loudly so that it will encourage the other soldiers. So it depends upon the situation. He does one of the person in the battlefield, say Allahu Akbar. It gives the jazbah, the passion, the love. But certain times when you're hiding, if you say loudly, then you'll be exposed. So depending upon different situation, different things are there. The main question was that can we follow Islam and other things like Socrates or some other people or from other scientists, including Anna al-Haq. As far as following anything else with Islam, if it doesn't go against the Quran and the Sahih Hadith, no problem. If it matches with the Quran and Sahih Hadith, it should be followed. If anything else, whether X, Y or Z, whether science, geography, history, whether Hinduism, Christianity, Judaism, says something which is also mentioned in the Quran, it becomes the first for you to follow. If it says something which is not mentioned in the Quran and does not go against the Quran, you can follow it, mubah, optional. But if it says something which is against the Quran, it is haram, it is prohibited. 3 different strategies, 3 different ways. Regarding a question, Islam believes in Tawheed, 5 times Salah. Does it believe in Anna al-Haq? Anna al-Haq, becoming one with God, it is shirk. It is against Tawheed. You can't say I believe in Tawheed and you believe in more than one God. You believe in Tawheed and saying I will become one with God, it is opposite. So anyone who believes in that becoming one with God, he cannot be a follower of Tawheed. He cannot be Muhammad. It's 2 opposite things. But other things which matches with the Quran, no problem. Which doesn't go against the Quran, no problem. Hope that answers the question.